back. All right. For the champions, it is a new morning in the city of Kine. You have all gotten some rest, and you have some concept of what you would like to do over the next little while. Drindle and Trevor are working on making sure they're producing the refined Galderite so that they can ship it back to the Empire. What would you like to do?
I'm not jumping on this one first.
Has my agate arrived?
Has it arrived?
Yes, Drindle said he would have some agates sent to me last time.
I believe he said he would have someone look into it.
I see.
Not specifically sent to you.
Has there been word about my agate?
No, not as of yet. You met with him fairly late in the evening, and it is now fairly early in the morning. So...
I think immediately the next day, Wren would like to tell Garrick about the fact that someone has been in her apartment, and she would...
Yeah, he would immediately just respond with, "Oh, you too, eh?"
You had the same experience.
Me, no. Someone did attempt it, but... I mean, you don't really break into my house.
Oddly, they didn't steal anything or break anything. I noticed that perhaps a coin was missing, but nothing significant. It felt like maybe someone wanted to know, or wanted me to know, that they were there to unsettle me a little bit.
That is a possibility, but if what I've heard is true, they are recruiting thieves in high numbers right now. Someone even approached me, if you can believe it.
I can.
I think that the string of break-ins happening all over the city are sort of recruitment tests.
I see. And I'm assuming this is Swindell business.
That's what I hear, yeah. I don't know why they suddenly need every pickpocket in coastal cities to be under their banner, but they're obviously planning something.
They've been active in Ardova as well.
Well, that's bold of them, but I'm not surprised.
Well, maybe it's not as much of a concern as I thought then.
It could be. Of course, if you're not feeling particularly safe, you can always stay here.
She kind of, I think, some part of her expected that when she brought this topic up, that would be the offer. Wouldn't that bring trouble your way then?
What kind of trouble would come to me that I haven't already brought on myself?
Well, it sounds like we've made enemies of the Swindell company, and also, I don't know what you know of the Black Queen, but she has a very personal vendetta against me and my companions.
Well, the Swindells I know. I've been at odds with them a number of times. and they don't scare me. But I don't know this Black Queen. Is she some sort of underground crime lord that's sweeping the land?
Oh, she's definitely underground. She seems to be the leadership of the Durgar who reside in the mountains. I'm told that their numbers are abundant and that facing them head on would not be wise, even for someone of mine and my companion's skill level.
Well, you mischievous dwarves don't really scare me either. Besides, if they were to attack Kine with the Imperial army here, I'm sure they'd be driven away rather quickly.
Perhaps. And I suppose they would have no reason to come straight here. All right then. I'll take you up on your offer.
Good. Should I have the guest bed set up for you in another room then?
Oh, is that how you see me? Something to hide away?
Oh, you're just a casual freeloader taking advantage of my kind-hearted nature.
Oh, I assure you that I will be paying you in full.
Well, look forward to it.
I'm sure you will. Yeah, I think there is a question she wants to ask him, but she's not going to. She does think to ask about Sereth, considering that he mentioned he's run in with the Swindells before, but I think maybe she waits a couple of weeks to have that conversation.
Fair enough. Well, we'll address that a little later then. What is Wren setting out to do for the day once she leaves Garrick's?
To go find Brielle because she left her wyvern with Brielle, and they can be a handful. Where would she check? I guess she would just go back to Drindle's then. Unless, did Brielle say that she was sleeping elsewhere?
No, she'd probably go back to Drindle's.
Okay, then she will head that way.
I thought Brielle was getting a room at the Deer and Damsel.
Oh, did I? I'm there then.
That's what I remember. If I'm
Maybe.
wrong, then
That sounds
we're going with that.
familiar.
That
I
sounds
think-
right.
I
I
think
probably
we-
would have.
Yeah, I think we asked if it was okay specifically for that reason, too. All right, well then she heads to the Deer and Damsel.
all right. Well then, Brielle, you are awakened to the screeching of two wyverns trying to stick their tails in each other's mouths.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Sit. No, stop it. Stop it. And she's like pulling her wyvern away.
Let's get an animal handling check.
Okay.
You can do this. I believe in you.
Woo. A +1. Hell yeah, nat 20.
Nat 20, oh
That's right.
shit. Yeah, so with a little bit of flustered energy, Brielle does manage to get them both under control and obeying and actually sitting and looking at her expectantly.
Okay, we're gonna go downstairs and we're gonna have some bacon for you guys, but you have to be on your best behavior, okay?
They seem to just be waiting expectantly.
Okay. Brielle's gonna like grab her pack and everything and head downstairs. She's got her book kind of tucked under her, in her hand, and she's made her way down to the main sitting area.
Yeah, well, down there you find the two young servers who were working the tavern the night before are at a small table in the corner eating sort of a plain-looking breakfast. And you hear the sounds of cooking from the kitchen. Other than that, the place is empty.
She's probably going to just tuck the wyverns under the table if they'll listen to her and pull out her book. And she's just going to start drawing really bad drawings, but she's going to try drawing like her concept ideas of what her forge at home looks like. And just from memory, trying to draw things out so she can kind of have a plan with what to do with her new property that she's going to acquire. So.
All right, cool. Yeah, you get working on that, and then eventually Wren will come and join you. Rhowan, you finish your trance early in the morning. What does your day look like?
I think, barring any sudden acquisition of gemstones, I'm probably going to go look for Brielle and see if she wants to go check out a temple.
So popular.
Yeah, are you planning to go by Drindle Manor to check on that, or are you just hoping that they'll arrive at your place?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time this week I left without collecting my gemstones, so I'll go check on it at some point. Whichever one's closer, I'll hit first.
Fair enough. Deer and Damsel would be on the way, so... what did Sylra do the night before? Did she go back to her place, or...?
Yeah, she would have gone back to her place, but spending a lot of time sort of in the tavern, listening and hoping to hear just information gathering from people while she drank.
Fair enough. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Oh my gosh, my tower is covered. Let's try that again.
Unfortunately, the only news that you really pick up in this tavern that night is that a lot of the sailors are pretty frustrated by the blockade. They really want to ship out and earn some wages, and they can't right now, and that's very frustrating. After a couple of drinks, you get sick of listening to it and you retire for the night. What's Sylra's morning look like? She finishes trancing in the early morning, I take it, and
yeah, she would focus on her Book of Shadows for the first maybe few hours before grabbing a bite, and then she's going to be sort of wandering around outside with her hood up, talking to herself, trying to figure out like what type of familiar would she want to have if she decides to do that spell that day or not. So she'd probably then look for Rhowan to get ideas.
Yeah, you know where Rhowan, where his home is. Yeah, let's say you arrive at his place as he's coming out to head over to the Deer and Damsel.
Oh, hey.
Hey, I got a question for you. I don't know if you could help, but I know you're good with animals, nature, and everything. I can do this ritual spell now called Find the Familiar.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what would be beneficial. I'm not really that well versed with the animals above ground.
Well, we got these, let me think. We got these neat things called owls up here. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They're birds that like to come out at night. They're very quiet. And they have good eyesight. And I feel like they kind of fit your whole deal pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be good. Is there anything else that's sort of, nighttime-ish?
Nighttime-ish. Well, I guess let's start with how many legs do you want?
Nothing too unnatural?
Okay, so we'll go with 2 or 4. Now David can there's we got all kinds of all the things that tend to come out at night tend to be pretty sneaky. We've got some types of cat like to do that. We've got these cute little things called raccoons that look like they're wearing little burglar masks.
Oh, that sounds cute. Flying sounds interesting, but I mean, like, we already have 3 wyverns.
But they're pretty easy to notice. They're not very stealthy,
That's
you know.
true.
But David's struggling to think of nocturnal animals at this point.
That's okay. She'd probably, like, while you guys are talking about that, it's like
Oh.
where are you going anyways? I've got nothing really planned.
Oh, I'm heading over to the Deer and Damsel. I'm going to see if Brielle's still there, and if she's not, or if she's busy, I'm going to drop in on Drindle for a minute, and then see where that takes the rest of my day.
Right.
You could do a spider too. That would really fit your whole aesthetic.
Yeah,
Some
just
of them
like
like to come out at night.
and that one time that you were a spider, that was helpful.
Yeah, and you could have like a little one of those that's not me all the time.
That's
Call him
true.
Rhowan too.
You're giving me some
Rhowan,
ideas.
too.
2.0. Well, do you mind if I just tag along while I think?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, come along. We'll just amused that we're accidentally getting the party together during downtime.
Well, it seems like you guys have some things you want to kind of do right away, so let's make that happen. But yeah, Brielle, a short time into your sketching of the forge, Wren arrives at the Deer and Damsel, and just a few minutes after that, Rhowan and Sylra as well.
Is there like anything that indicates when somebody enters the building?
Yes. Yeah, there would be a chime that the door hits on its
Okay.
trajectory.
All right.
Wren knows it's there and is incredibly stealthy. If you want to make a stealth check to...
No, I would just wanted to sneak up to see her drawings without drawing any attention. I wouldn't have known from the door, I don't think. But yeah, she comes over and joins Brielle. I don't think she's particularly hungry, but she does grab a bit of food to eat and some tea probably. And he sits at the table and is just like, were they a handful for you?
No, they were fine. This morning a little bit, but I got them to settle down. I think mine might be turning into a bully of yours, so I really got to work on that.
Your wyvern seems very dominant, I feel like. That's probably a good thing.
Maybe. Or he's just big boned.
I think
How was your friends?
Oh, sorry.
How was your friends?
Oh, well, how long would it take for Rhowan and Sylra to show up?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay. She goes, well, actually, about that.
Are they not your friend anymore?
I think they're more like whatever it is that you and Jorf have going on. We didn't really put a label on it, but there seems to be something developing there.
Well, that's good. I thought it was the other way around. I thought you guys like got in a fight or something like that. So
No, honestly, that would have been a little bit more comfortable for me.
why?
I mean, you've seen how I am with you. It's not easy for me to let one person in, let alone two in the span of a week.
I mean, they've been your friend longer, haven't they? You're just letting them in now?
Yes, well, we kind of made a bit of a game of the back and forth before we really said how we felt.
Are you happy?
I think so. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
But about my apartment yesterday, I do think I'm going to leave there and I will be staying with him. However,
Big.
I've been trying not to think of it like that, considering that we probably
It's
will
small.
be out.
Don't worry, I didn't see it.
The way I see it, it makes sense, and there are a lot of times where I'm not even in Kine these days, so easy. But I did want to ask, what are you planning to do if we know definitively that we are staying here for a bit longer before we can really do much else?
I guess. Well, I want to work on the forge stuff, and she's gonna like. You'll see there's like crumpled up pieces of paper everywhere that she's just like hated the idea and thrown it and like all that kind of stuff. I want to focus on this, but I guess now that you mention houses, I guess I should probably settle down.
There's plenty of places here to have temporarily even.
That would make it less scary if it was temporary. I feel bad taking up a room here all the time, so. Do you think, since like the sailors are stuck here and everything, maybe Fen would want to get a place together?
Wren kind of has a little bit of an upward tick at the corner of her mouth as she tries not to fully smile. I think that boy would love that idea, but I should point out that it might give ideas, or perhaps if Jorf were to hear of it.
You're right, I should probably ask Jorf to move in too. Because if you think about it, if he's studying all the time and he's coming home late at night, if he comes home at all, I have to talk to that boy about that. But like, then he won't bother his mom or any of the patrons coming in. And then they both could watch it when we're gone.
I'm struggling because Vix wants this so badly, and Wren wants to give Brielle the good advice. Wren is just like, I actually trust your judgment on things like this. I do just want to be clear that living with two young men might come off as a bit... people might get odd ideas about the three of you together with the feelings that seem to be there.
Did I tell you Fen said he likes me? I forgot to tell you that, didn't I?
That's I think she's like mid, like when Rhowan and Sylra come in the tavern.
Yeah, that's ching 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 ching.
Thank God.
No, not having this conversation. Morning, guys.
Oh, morning. Is that... We interrupting something?
No, I'm just drawing.
All right.
Oh, so the forge you're drawing?
Yeah. Brielle, like, for the past, since leaving the Genasi, has been kind of like a little, not shorter with Sylra, but a little less chatty, let's say.
So, would you like to make an insight check to see if you pick up on her being weird?
Yes, let's do this. She's horrible at this.
You do definitely catch on to the fact that she's just not. She doesn't seem interested in talking to you for whatever reason. And as that clicks into place, you realize she's been like that the whole way back.
So here's where I'm trying to make it look like my dad's house, so like the forge I grew up in, but then I'm wondering if maybe I should expand it because we have more space than we ever did in Attigran. So I was thinking maybe here, and she'll like just go off on a tangent explaining to you her like dream forge kind of thing to everyone.
Wren does her best to look like invested in this because there are parts I definitely lose her. Like she doesn't understand what these things mean really, but she is like trying to be supportive of her excitement.
Yeah, it basically all goes over Sylra's head, but she's just sort of like staring at Brielle like, what's going on with you?
Did you sleep well? Everything going good?
Yeah.
Brielle's putting this to the table, like, because Rhowan came in too. She's just, everything she's saying is to the table, not to Sylra specifically.
She's doing this thing where it's like you're just saying it near her, like not at her.
Not at her, just near her.
I think at this point, everyone's picking up on the tension.
Wren is like, what is going on?
Is there some kind of problem here?
No.
Like,
I think
insight check.
I think Wren does.
Yeah, that'll be an insight against deception.
Is it pretty reasonable for Wren to put together the thing that Brielle told them back in Hardova about how that might be affecting things?
It's certainly possible.
I mean, if anything, Gerard has pissed her off, at the very least.
Yeah. I think she will see how this plays out and let Rhowan kind of step into his people-y thing.
Yeah, Rhowan, give me your insight. Brielle, give me your deception.
Oh, so good.
Hey.
That's a crap roll from Rhowan.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
So deceptive.
Wow. So, yeah, she says no, and you're like, huh, maybe I'm imagining it.
All right, but if there's no problem, then I don't know. You feeling all right? You seem like you're a little tense this morning or something.
No, okay.
She seemed just fine a moment ago.
I'm right here.
Did I do something to upset you, Brielle?
No, you guys are fine. You're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just me. I'll leave if you'd like that, so you guys can have some fun.
Well, hang on here. We're a group. What?
A group.
We are more than one person.
Not friends, just a group.
Yeah.
A flock, if you will.
There's very, very important bonds that come with being in a flock.
You can stay, Sylra. It's fine. I wouldn't want to make
treating me
want
differently.
to do. What do you mean? Brielle's trying to like backpedal a little.
like a little kid. Just
Well, like your behavior, it's not the same as it used to be. Did I do something wrong?
She's just gonna like look at Rhowan and Wren and just be like, would you excuse us for a second?
I was just going to suggest that maybe we should get some drinks and food for everybody.
You stay here. Sylra and I can just go to the next table.
Oh.
You watch the wyverns. It's easier.
All right.
So,
Literally
Brielle and
just
Sylra are
in earshot
moving.
still.
Like, if you're in this,
She's being private.
if you're in this building, I don't think there's a place where Rowan can't hear you.
True, and like there's only the servers there, probably a couple
Yeah.
people. at this
Brielle's
point.
essentially going, so Sylra,
I wouldn't put it past you.
So,
Spit it out. What's going on?
if I was to say, okay, so I have a question for you. If I was to say, do you want to come back to my room? Would you know what that means?
Yes,
What does it mean?
I would. Usually someone wants to do things with you.
Like intimate things?
Usually. Because they like you, find you interesting, pretty.
So then,
Does something happen?
well, I mean, the fact that you know what that means, honestly, kind of pisses me off. And it bothers me that that night when we were dancing with the Genasi and that woman asked me to go to her home and I looked at you for advice because I didn't know what to do in a scenario like that. You laughed and said, "Yeah, go ahead," knowing what she was hoping for.
I didn't think she would.
But you did think, Sylra. You know what it means. And you still did it, knowing me and what I believe in, and the fact that I like Jorf, and
Would
just-
Sylra know that you like Jorf? Because I don't think they've ever
she told you that they kissed, and
It's-
like she's been a little. Whenever Wren brings it up, she shuts it down. But that
Mhm.
that's. Do I
I'm
amuse
not-
you, Sylra?
No, but like we were both drinking, were we not?
Does that make it okay?
I don't remember everything from that night.
I remember it perfectly clear.
I'm sorry.
I don't think that's going to make it better, Sylra.
Of course not. I hurt you. I'm sorry. What can I do to help fix this? I did not intentionally mean to hurt you or push you into something that you were not ready for.
I think I just need some time to think about it. I'm not mad at you. I couldn't be mad at you. But I'm like, what's that thing my mom used to always say? I'm disappointed in you.
Well, I'm
You
used to
were
that.
the first person that I ever met here in Kine. And the first thing I ever said to you was, I trust you. And you said, don't trust you. And I said, no, you seem like a great person. I could trust you 100%. Like, you would never do anything bad. And I guess I'm just finding out the hard way that I shouldn't trust people. And that I guess I should have listened to you at the very least when you said don't trust me.
That was before you were my friend. So
That
I'm
makes this
sorry.
worse then.
It does. It does. And I can understand why there's this emotion there. I'm not used to having friends. I'm used to protecting myself because everyone still is after me, wanting something from me. And when I was letting loose, I was not thinking. It was a time of freedom and safety where I wasn't even thinking about the people who want to kill me. I'm sorry that I broke your trust.
Thanks for being sorry.
I know
I'm
I
still
keep
gonna need
saying that. Of course.
And I think in this regard, trust is something you're going to have to earn back.
Of course.
I still trust you with my life. I just don't trust you with my love life.
Well, I mean, what experience do I have apart from what I have now?
I don't know.
I don't know who in our group has the most experience there. It's probably best to talk to someone that's married about that. I wish there was a book on it, or I'd read it so I'd know.
I have a pretty, I don't have a book, but I watched my parents growing up, and I think that's who I want to be. That's who I aspire to be.
Yeah, I didn't have that luxury. Having kind, loving parents.
Well, you'll meet mine soon if you decide to come with Wren and I.
Where are you guys going again?
Brielle's house to show the deed of the land that she got.
Well, I mean, that's if you would want me there.
Like I said, trust has to be earned. So a good way would be to be good around my parents. If they like you, I can't argue with them. My dad's a good judge of character.
Sylra looks a little bit worried. She has never met parents before.
Sorry, I was so mean to you. I don't like being that mean, and I know I was so rude, and she's like in her head thinking she was the worst person in the world for the past couple of weeks.
Sylra's just gonna like put her hand up and cover her mouth and just be like, just stop. It's fine. And I know you don't like the person I like. And that's okay.
He sucks. I mean, I'm so sorry. That was mean. I'm so sorry.
Stop apologizing like you were telling me to stop saying sorry. If you knew my culture, you wouldn't, it's hard. You wouldn't understand because you haven't lived in my culture. But it's very different from up here. And he is the closest thing to a good part of my culture that I have found. Which, you know, it might not be a good thing. I don't know if I could fully trust him either. We're just getting to know each other.
I feel like it's that situation of maybe I put all my trust in people again, because I'm thinking, well, I would trust Jorf with anything.
Mm-hmm. But you don't come from conniving, manipulative family.
No.
and friends and peers and people around you.
Why don't you be the change then? Why don't you be the good person? The people that break your culture, the people that show them that you can be so much more than they are.
There's only so much change that can happen so quickly.
Doesn't have to be quick. You live forever, really, so you got all the time in the world.
It's not forever if we die constantly.
Well, I won't let that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Friends, at least?
Sort of turns to look at the. Of course, friends.
Okay.
Should we join the others and maybe we lay off the ale for a bit and just focus on food?
Oh, I haven't had anything since Sylra gave me that baby cup. That was that was a night.
Well, some people aren't meant to drink. You just might be one of them. And that's okay. I can respect that.
It's fun sometimes.
Amongst friends.
Yeah, amongst friends for sure.
Not strangers and women who are hitting on you.
No. I just feel bad that I upset her. I think that's the part that hurts the most.
If anything, she was probably only upset for a little bit. Most likely didn't want a relationship with you. And that's not what you're looking for.
No. Let's not let the others know we had this talk, okay?
Oh,
Just
the
gonna
weather.
see if they heard everything just by looking over. It's like,
Yeah, there's definitely that like awkward sort of thing. Like,
I don't think we went far enough for that to be a luxury of ours. But
No, I think they're
amongst-
good about giving us privacy. They seem good about that.
I mean, amongst friends, though, communication's important. If they know, that's okay.
Okay.
And they can, hold me accountable to whenever I mess up again.
That's true. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
No promises. We're all people who mess up all the time.
am I?
Well-
You're from the other table.
What? I'm perfect.
Can you please tell me what it is that I'm doing wrong so I can work on that?
If there's like anything, like a little nut or something that's on the table, she's just gonna like flick it over at Wren. As like a little like.
Yeah. Brielle will head back to the table.
Hmm.
All right. Well, the party reunites, being such a
Okay.
vast difference. You've got the day ahead of you. What are you guys doing from there?
Hey, does my friend Elwyn live in Kine or Calimber?
Calimber.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, Brielle, I came to find you to see if you wanted to maybe stop by a temple today.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be great.
And I think I want to run by Drindle's on the way there, see if he has any agates for me. But
Don't we have enough eggs? I mean, these ones are large, but
different. It's like a earth egg.
oh, got it.
Very much is not.
It's like it's fine. It doesn't matter.
Do I get to meet your god if I go?
Maybe. Let's find out.
Okay.
Well, while you do that, Sylra, you have the bag of holding, and I was thinking we could pick up our large bounty from the silver compass and maybe meet up with them again afterwards and split up the money.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Don't really have much planned apart from eavesdropping, information gathering, looking for scrolls. If you guys see any like ritual scrolls or anything, pay.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I need to find a library too.
Okay, well, we can go to the library at some point together, maybe. Sometime.
Where is this temple?
Thanks. Is there a temple of Arendor in town, or?
Yeah, absolutely, there would be. This being predominantly in an imperial city, though not officially, which is an important distinction.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We wouldn't want to get the wrong idea here.
Exactly. Yeah. This is a free city in the new lands, all right?
Yes. The fact that everyone is dressed like Empire people,
A bunch of soldiers
just
here.
don't worry about it.
Imperial blockade and all that. It's
They have
fine.
no control here.
None.
No. It's a free city.
Yeah.
But given that most people here are originally from the Empire, worship of Arendar is pretty common. There's actually 2 small chapels in the north and south end, and there is a fairly sizable temple in the middle of the city.
Oh, a big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Should I hide my symbol? Is that going to be a problem?
Is that going to be a problem?
No.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
I think they get along pretty well.
Well, we will try to reconvene with you on your way to Drindle's then.
Okay. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
It's weird to be on the other end of that.
Now that you mention it.
Okay, so Brielle and Rhowan are heading into the city to the temple, and Wren and Sylra are
Just picking up the bounty.
right. Okay,
I don't
so
really feel like we have to RP it, but if there's something that you want us to know there, then
that's fine. Just a point of order. The bounty was posted by the Silver Compass Society, but you're
But it
still
was for
picking it up from the
champions.
guild.
yeah.
Yeah, you're picking it up from their branch of the guild hall here. It's nothing like the one in Boris Delta. It's quite small. It's basically just a little office. But there is a like an armored window kind of thing where you can come in and talk to them through the steel bars, and they are able to provide you with a pretty hefty sum. They do require both the horn and the patch of scales from the Behir as proof, but they then hand over the 2,000 gold bounty.
Cool. That is fine.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's looking for like work for right now, but Wren is curious about if there's anything on like any of the bounty boards that might indicate any problems that we should be aware of. Like, is there any more like Duragar sightings, or are things getting worse out in like the wilds? Like, she's just kind of scanning quickly.
Yeah, at a quick glance, there's nothing that stands out as a dangerous pattern at the moment. Though you do see a fairly large bounty in the sum of 8,000 gold for the creature. It is depicted as a fairly large, kind of humanoid silhouette, but it's described in a way that it's not really clear what it is they're looking for. except for the fact that it is extremely dangerous and it is terrorizing the wetlands to the south.
I think she just very quietly, like she's not trying to really crack a joke, but she just very quietly just says, kind of looks like my mother in the mornings.
Sylra would like just snap a little bit and laugh out loud. 8,000 gold though, that sounds pretty nice.
That would have set us up pretty well. Though I am kind of looking forward to not running all over the place for a little bit at least.
100%. Maybe it might be here in a month or so.
It is worth keeping an eye on for sure. Does that whole process take pretty, is it pretty, like you just walk
It's
up?
pretty quick, yeah.
I think we'll meander then, because I don't think Wren has really that much interest in wandering around a temple, so she gives them time to actually do that.
Absolutely. Brielle and Rhowan, you guys make your way into the upper city of Kine, eventually arriving at a really tall building constructed out of white stone. It has vines growing like all over the outside of the building, and engraved into the what's the word I'm looking for? The facade above the doorway is the 3 eyes in leaves symbol of Arendor.
This is huge.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I like the vines. The ivy's nice.
I figured since you have them growing in your hair. Did you do something different with your hair?
Oh, I think I maybe got a little bit riled up there for a little while with some of the stuff that we were dealing with, and sometimes that manifests physically.
Sure. I'll keep an eye out.
Does that not? You start glowing when you lose your temper. I start turning kind of a yellowy color, more of a bright
Oh, so
green.
your emotions do
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, I get exactly what that's like.
yeah. I thought you'd get it.
Yeah. Maybe it's like cleric stuff that we get. It's
It
part of
could
the
be.
power.
I think, yeah. That
So
seems
you going to
horrible.
introduce me?
Yeah, let's go inside. Let's see if there's anybody
meet your
here that I
god.
know. Yeah. Arendar? Are you?
Your homie?
Not quite that easy. But
God,
as
are
you
you there?
walk through the massive double doors, you find inside there's a number of people here seeking aid of some kind or another. A few people who are wounded, seeking healing from the priests here. There are people who have lost significant portions of their wealth and looking for assistance from the gods. And then you actually see a couple of the people displaced from Silverbrook, who seem to be set up in a slightly more long-term sort of way. But among them are a number of clerics of Arendor, and towards the back you do see the high priest of this temple, who is talking to 2 of the younger clerics and assigning them duties.
I think I'll got a holy symbol in here somewhere. I'll get that out, put that on, and I guess get in line for the high priest. I think is probably my best option.
All right, yeah. As you approach, you're kind of waiting. They're having sort of a hushed conversation, but it closes off with, and remember, don't forget to send anybody else you find here. All right, we'll keep them safe. and the two nod and kind of run outside. And he eyes the two of you. Refugees or?
No. Guess delegation from Arendor and Tharvos need a little bit of help with something.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. I'm Helgen, and this is, as you know, the Temple of Arendor. And what can I do to assist you?
I'm Rhowan. This is Brielle,
Brielle.
and are there like a lot of people around?
You're not in private,
Okay.
if that's what you're
I don't know.
asking.
We might want to go someplace a little bit more out of earshot. Some potentially troubling news. I don't want to alarm people.
All right. Let me see what I can do. And he heads a little further into the back of the room, to a small door. He looks inside, kind of waves you in. This is what looks to be servicing as some sort of like examination room, but there's nobody else in there. He kind of brings you in. You can see as you enter the room, he does have like a small desk tucked into one corner of the room, but mostly medical supplies are out at the moment. But he closes the door and like offers you a seat and sits kind of uncomfortably at his desk. What is this about?
Well, we were out adventuring, investigating some of the beasts that have been riled up to the north of here, and well, I was praying to Arendor for a bit of guidance, and I received this vision to do with Gidriath, and I will explain the vision. And I'm kind of struggling to interpret it, but it seems a bit important given the context of my question. And Brielle here has had some more direct contact from an agent of her god that kind of lines up with some of what I'm trying to interpret here. But if you've got any more take on what I saw than I do, I'd be interested in some help with that.
Well, if Arendor has indeed given you this vision, then, well, it's troubling, but it's also confirmation. I know that there is something unraveling the order of things in the Outer Planes.
Oh.
But it's uncertain what's afoot up there at the moment. And
so I might, unfortunately, be able to shed some light on that. There's, are you familiar with the Black Queen?
Black Queen? No, not entirely.
There's, we've learned there's a society of Duragar that live under the mountains to the north, and their leader, she's called the Black Queen. But she seems to have thrown her lot in with Gidriath, and we've encountered some magical technology that I can only describe it as like a pain siphon. It seemed to be collecting and amplifying suffering and sending it somewhere else.
I see. Well, that is concerning. What do you know of Gidriath?
I know he's relatively... let me make sure that Dave is remembering this correctly. He's relatively new on the scene in God terms.
In God terms, I suppose. I just disconnected my headset for some reason. You know that he was called a new god by a Sorok, but the Sorok worshipped gods before the prime divinities came to this plane. So, yes, you can reckon that probably as new as Arendor is to this plane.
Yeah. Then I'll just say, I was kind of a nasty customer, and I think maybe he's seen me. That was a little bit unsettling. I dispelled one of these pain things, and there was this big skull of smoke that appeared, and it was definitely looking at me, which was really freaky.
I can see how that would be unnerving. However, I do believe that if Gidriath had the ability to directly impact you, that he would have done so immediately.
Oh, for sure. But not too long after that, we were set upon by some rather powerful undead in the mountains. When we re-killed one of them, there was some scrawlings on a note from, I think, before this individual was made undead that said they were going to throw in their lot in with Gidriath and seeing how that would go. So they might be trying.
Well, in my younger years, I've faced off with the undead machinations of Gidriath. Always unpleasant.
Yeah, but there just seems to be some activity, so I thought maybe somebody else should know besides us.
Well, we were aware of activity. We weren't aware it was quite to this extent.
Yeah, they're up to something under the mountain there.
I can only imagine. So if the Black Queen has turned her entire civilization to Gidriath worship, then...
Seems so.
Right. Well, I suppose I must return to my original question then. What can I do to help?
Well, I was really trying to... Well, there's a couple of things. First, I guess, well, in no particular order, I'm really struggling to interpret some of the finer points of that vision. If you're more experienced in the sort of imagery, it's my first vision, so I don't really, at least from Arendor. So,
right. Well, I have deciphered a number of visions from our god myself. What do you feel needs attention?
I kind of felt like there was a call to. I feel like there was some action desired or something like that from me, or maybe the need to be in a place at a time or to be prepared for something, and I'm not quite sure what. But other than that, there might be another convergence coming.
My god did say there's a storm coming.
Arendor giving visions of doom and Tharvos warning his servants of a storm. And of course, all the things happening around the city.
Yeah.
It is unnerving. If you were given this vision, however, and it's unclear where you're supposed to be, I suspect that the hand of Arendor will lead you there.
Just have to keep my eye out.
What does give me pause is that the creatures you mentioned ascending this great vine usually refers to moving to the outer planes. Though one would think the gods would have the army they need to fend off whatever horde Gidriath can sick upon them.
Yep.
Then why warn mortals of it?
I did ask a question about the skull that I saw. I think that's what sort of kicked that whole thing off. So,
I hope that that's all it is then, answering a question.
Let's hope so, but I don't think it is. And then, well, I guess the other thing too, sort of Brielle here is sort of like a brand new cleric. Like they got some fancy powers. Like I don't know what, a week ago.
Yeah, something like that. Rhowan was in trouble.
And she saved my life, which was great. But I've been doing my best to kind of guide and teach as much as I can. But you know,
Can you
I feel
teach me
like
some
maybe-
cool cleric stuff?
yeah, kind of. They're like my first cleric kit or something.
Like any cool spells I can do, or
I know
like
she's devoted to Tharvos, who's not this temple, but I don't. Is there a Tharvos temple in town? I know our gods kind of get along pretty well. So
yeah, he told me that you guys, our gods are friends. So
Yes, well, they are both prime divinities, after all, and well, they've as the story goes, they came to this realm as a group and came to build something better. And well, yes, the priests of Tharvos and I have always gotten along well. Let's see if I can't teach you some things. And he reaches for what looks like a small scepter from the back of his belt. As he pulls it out, it extends out, and at the head of it is the three-eyed symbol of Erendor. Now, being a champion of Tharvos, I assume you're quite skilled martially already.
Mhm.
oh yeah, you don't want to cross blades with her.
Good. Then you'll be able to handle some of these tricks. Let's work on channeling some of that divinity into your strength.
Okay.
And he spends the next little while with Brielle and Rhowan, kind of giving her some of the basics of fighting as a cleric.
Is there like a list of supplies I should have as a cleric? Like Rhowan always has diamonds and different types of like gems and stuff to cast spells. Is there anything I should have?
Well, you're just starting out,
Pearl?
so
A pearl?
you're just starting. You will learn as you go. If you pray to your god in the morning after you've rested, you can ask him to hand you some of his own divine magic each morning, and he'll renew it every day. And with that, you'll also learn what is required of you for each of those individual spells.
Is it required in the morning that I do it? Because usually my god tries to talk to me in the evening when I'm sleeping. Can I ask her
Morning
then?
is usually advised, but anytime during your rest, your downtime, as long as you can commune with your god clearly.
Okay. I have another question. Is there anyone that we could borrow potentially to help talk to Rhowan about the visions like I get with my god?
Not sure I understand your question. You want to borrow one of my priests?
No, I have a lady that comes to me in my dreams, hence the reason why I was saying in the evening it would be better for me to pray instead of in the morning, but she comes to me with these visions and she talks to me in my dreams. So, like, can we get something like that for Rhowan? Or is it just...
That is unusual.
Oh.
Yes.
I am pretty unusual.
I'm starting to learn that. Erendor, in fact, any of the gods really, have certain rules about directly impacting lives in such a way.
I'm a baby god, so it's okay.
Yeah, show him that thing. I might want to stand back.
What thing?
I need
My
you to
symbol? And she'll like show the symbol that Rhowan made. This is what Rhowan made me. Oh, no,
It's very nice. It's a typical.
we might need
symbol.
we might need you to get mad.
Oh. Like when people get really hurt?
Yeah. You might want to. I don't know if this is going to work. But you might want to stand back.
Yeah, I'm gonna like step like 10 feet, 11 feet away from them. And then I will do, gosh, I can't remember what it's called, radiant consumption. And so her hair will go glowing, her eyes will go white and like fiery and all that jazz she's done before.
You see him go through a range of emotions immediately, from like surprise to fear to excitement. And then he starts casting spells that don't seem to have any visible effect.
Yeah, like I was, I've never really seen anything like this before, and I've examined a lot of people. So.
Yes. Okay. Well, I can see why you might be an exception to the rule then.
Brielle's gonna like drop it because it's hurting her physically.
It's okay. We're gonna patch you up.
I think you may well have divine blood in you.
Yeah, baby god. That's what I said.
Well, that would make you sort of a relative to Thervos in a way, distantly. And, well, technically, if you're his kin, then he wouldn't be interacting with mortals per se, more so with his own spark, which, well, it's good that you're learning to commune with him and learning to wield this divine magic that will almost certainly be needed. But Rhowan, unfortunately, is not so directly related to Arendor, and so I suspect that having a guide to directly influence him is likely out of the question.
Hey, never hurts to ask.
There are some high-level spells you can learn, though, that might allow you greater insight into Arendor's will.
That's cool.
I've been pondering on that a little bit. In case you can't quite tell, my strongest connections to the forces of nature first.
That makes sense.
They can be pretty forthcoming at times, but I don't know if I like talk to a tree and then have them put the call through.
Well, being Sylvan and connected to the nature of things will certainly help you on your path to communing with Arendor.
No, I feel good about our conversation here. How about you, Brielle? Did you have anything else you wanted to ask, or?
No, I think I'm good.
Did you have anything more you wanted to ask of us?
I'll tell you anything.
If you happen across any others in need, tell them that the Temple of Arendor is open to them. And, well, if you find out anything that we can do to help you on your quest, then please return.
I will. Thanks. I really appreciate you seeing us today. I think we're going to get out of your office here.
Well,
I'm
it's
sure
not
we'll
every
run
day
into more
that
stuff.
champions of the gods happen into my temple, so I'm happy to see you.
I just live on the other side of town, so if you need anything.
Oh, you're the healer in the shack.
Yeah, that's me.
With the really nice gardens.
Yeah, you've been away for a while.
Yeah, it's running around up the mountains, getting visions from gods fighting the Black Queen, all that sort of fun stuff.
If it's not too much trouble, if you could heal a few people on your way out, that would
Oh, yeah, no
certainly
problem
ease
at
the
all.
burden on my people.
I could learn. I could practice.
This would be some good practice for you.
I could practice.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you guys, as you head out into the main hall of the temple, you find a number of people in need of healing, and Rhowan can kind of guide Brielle and where to get started on all that.
You're gonna get some healing practice.
All right. Well, you guys have been there for several hours by the time you're finished. And
Wren and Sylra, it's like,
Right,
where,
yeah.
where are they?
yeah, Wren and Sylra, what do you get up to while you're waiting for them?
She definitely waited for a good chunk of time before she was like, should we go in, or did they perhaps already head off to Drindle's?
I don't think they would leave without us.
That's fair.
They're probably in there, but I wouldn't want to necessarily bug them. I don't know. Is there anything that we can do around here to?
How close are we to Wren's apartment?
To Wren's apartment?
Mm-hmm. Are we like on the other side of town? Are we like a couple blocks?
Her apartment's sort of in city center where the temple is. Not right there, but more in the downtown region. So 15 minutes away.
Maybe we should get a drink or something. When she like looks around for somewhere nearby that they could kind of watch the temple from, and if possible would get something just to kind of keep their hands busy while they wait.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a number of small taverns in this sector of the city, and you have no problem finding a place to watch from.
Maybe you could listen in while we're here.
Yeah, see if there's anything interesting happening.
All right, well, make another perception check for me, and you guys find a nice seat with a window and are able to watch the entrance of the temple while you have some drinks. And yeah, Sylra, you actually do manage to overhear a conversation happening a couple tables over. Two people who seem to work for the city are having a conversation, and all at once, one of them just kind of breaks out from a whisper to saying, "But that's just it. I was in the tunnels, and the rumbling was coming from below there." Well, how could that happen? There's nothing below the tunnels. It's bedrock. Well, something's happening under there, because that's where it was coming from. All right, well, we'll dispatch another team. We'll take a look.
They're just gonna be like, "Oh shit."
What's the matter?
They were just saying that in the tunnels there was rumbling underneath, like below them. Do you feel like that could be related to Dark Queen or whatnot, moving around, or elementals, some problem that we're tied to somewhere?
With everything that is going on, I imagine it is definitely something that is tied to all of the things that we've been caught up in. So, did they leave, the people that she gestured to?
Yeah. They right after the conversation, they just both got up and left.
I mean, we could follow them if
we might want to
Wait.
Warn them. We could warn them, but then we miss Rowan and Brielle if they leave, though. You know what? Is going to stand up and try to. She's also not very perceptive, so she might not notice where they went, but she's going to try to see if she can, one, even notice who was there, and two, like, try to catch up with these people.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a perception check, please, in the tower.
I imagine it will be bad.
There's that positivity we love.
You have inspiration.
Did you want to try to add your? Oh, you can't. You're not proficient.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. You after having this conversation and finally deciding to maybe talk to them about it, you get up and move through the crowded small tavern and out into the street, and you see a sea of people in every direction, and no recollection of what the people you're looking for look like.
Well, just kind of like is scanning the crowd. Well, I guess we will just have to hope that they are fine then.
Yeah. Would Sylra see them anywhere since she's sort of...
You can also make a perception check in the tower, please.
She's going to do that. Let's see.
You do manage to see about a block away, two men, back of their heads, look pretty similar. They are rounding the corner as you spot them.
She's just going to grab onto Wren and book it.
Yeah, let's get how about an athletics check to try to move quickly through this crowd of people?
Can we do acrobatics instead?
There's not enough space for you to acrobat through, really. You're shoving. You don't really have another option.
I have +0 to this.
Both of us?
I'll tell you what, I'll let Sylra, if you're trying to help her, I'll let her do it with advantage.
Okay. I have a -1, so you're better off than I am.
That did not help you. That was a 1. So
This is the most fumbly getting through a crowd ever.
yeah, you're pushing and getting pushed back, and you're like getting knocked off course, and you're getting in the gaps a little bit, and you feel like you're making progress for a second until you inadvertently just knock someone flat on their ass, and they just sprawl out in front of you, and everyone like stops and looks at you like you're some sort of criminal. If you want to push your luck, you can try to shove your way through this crowd now that you've just knocked someone over.
I think this is a bit of a lost cause at this point.
Yeah, because if they've rounded the corner, we don't know where they've gone now. I was just hoping we could give them
the ground is just laying there looking at you like, the fuck? What did I do?
Sorry. I'm just going to help them up.
You did nothing. Sorry, we were just trying to help some people, and they've gotten away.
Okay.
Sorry that we
be more careful. Fuck! Look at all the people around you. You can't just go shoving everyone. Fucking tourists, and you just like turn.
We live here.
Yeah, Wren is like, isn't everyone here a bit of a tourist? It's not a very old city.
Are you saying that to him?
No.
Okay, because yeah, he immediately turned and like stormed off slowly through the crowd.
Stormed off slowly, trying to get away, but he can't.
Just stuck right in front of them.
It's like now he sees your issue.
Yeah, he inadvertently shoves someone himself 10 feet away, and he's like, "Oh, so sorry, so sorry."
See, it's not so easy.
Yeah.
Wren is gonna use she's gonna use her mental connection. She's gonna waste it. Yes, I understand on this guy and be like, see, maybe you should have some more consideration.
Doesn't it require a willing participant?
I don't think so. Does it? I'm not reading their mind. Maybe not. Where the hell are my abilities?
They're gone.
Yeah, well, I just won't do it. It's not worth getting. I have to read like 3 paragraphs to sort through my psionic power.
Fair enough. All right. Well, you've lost your lead, and a little while after that, Rhowan and Brielle exit the temple, and you guys are able to reconvene and head to Drindle Manor. Is that the next destination?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we will get to that in just a few minutes. We'll have our break now. So, get your snacks and drinks, whatever you got to do. We'll be back in just a few minutes. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So, the group reconvened and is heading back into the west end of the city to meet with Wilt and Drindle and some more. Along the way, Wren, you hear a familiar voice in your head.
Please let it be Nadia.
One.
The cute one. We want the cute one.
There's too many familiar voices.
Yeah, it could be Trevor too. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Wren, are you still in Hardova? I'm just arriving.
That sounds like Nadia.
Yes.
Actually, I'm back in Kine at the moment.
Half a minute goes by. You hear her voice once more. Darn. Okay, I had heard you were in Hardova. I need to set up for a day or two here, but will you still be in Kine in a few days?
I should be around for the next month or so.
You don't get a third message from her.
Okay.
But you make your way to...
I guess you have to say that out loud. She goes, "It's Nadia." She goes to Rhowan. Want me to say hi?
Actually, I'll do it. Take him.
Tell her I say hi. Tell her I say hi.
You hear through the bird when it arrives, Brielle in the background.
Oh boy. But you guys make it over to Drindle Manor there, and you find he's actually in front of his home, speaking to a small garrison of troops of about 12 men and women. And they seem to be going over the logistics of something important. However, he does notice your approach, and he kind of gives you the one finger thing for a moment, and then he turns over command to Commander Eloran, and then kind of bridges the gap between where you are and where he was. I hope this is good news of some kind.
Social call? I don't know. I don't know why everyone else is here. I wanted to check and see if you had any news on those agates. that we talked
Tell me to
about.
pick up my deed.
Yes, okay. Very well. Come inside. And he leads you all into the house in that sort of dining room office he has going on there. You do see that there's a number of papers on the table now, like a ridiculous amount. Some in stacks, some sort of scattered. And directly where he normally sits, you see a large map of the city and surrounding area with several notations made on it, all of them seeming to be symbols you're unfamiliar with. But as you see this scene, he makes his way across, picks up a couple of wrapped scrolls, like very, very fine parchment with like leather straps and an official seal and everything. And he returns to hand one to Brielle, one to Rhowan, and then also drops a small pouch on the table. Agates, you said, right? There's 3 in there. I hope that'll do you.
That'll certainly do me.
They're not particularly popular gems, but we had some, so...
The spells want that they want.
Ah, I see. Well, best of luck with that. Well, I guess it's probably best not to disturb him right now. Trevor is busy working in the workshop at the rear, but I believe he's trying to install that crucible you brought, so maybe it's best to let him do that for now.
Probably a good idea.
While we're here, I haven't told the others yet, but I also wanted to tell you that I noticed some strange activity in my apartment, and got word that some of the increased activity of theft and break-ins.
Oh, yes, these cursed Swindell thieves. They're really making things difficult for us right now.
It seems they're recruiting for something big, and I thought you should know that.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Well, you've seen the increased guard. We're doing everything we can, and I'm currently working out a plan to protect all of our assets during this interesting phase of their plan. Is there anything you can tell me about this? Do you have any idea who's behind it?
In Kine, no. There was also a attack on Ardova that we believe Friedrich Fingerlin may have been behind.
That little cunt again. Okay.
I did hear that he is likely in Vors Delta or somewhere further away at the moment, but
I wonder who's pulling the strings here then.
I will keep an ear out for that.
I don't like to be so blatant and crass with my job offers, but I tell you this. You find whoever's doing all this and bring them to me, and I'll pay you, let's call it an even 10,000. I've already lost more than 10 times that amount because of him.
Well, I was planning on looking into it regardless, so I will keep that in mind.
I appreciate it. You know, despite what my family would have you believe, the Empire is not built entirely out of gold. We do have limited finances.
Understood.
Did Sylra or Wren mention anything to the other two about what they overheard at the pub?
Oh, probably.
Okay. Are you preparing for attacks from below as well as some more conventional vectors?
Attacks from below.
Call me paranoid. I don't. Do you want to tell them what you told me you heard? You know how we're. We talked about the Duragar before. It sounds to me like they could be. I don't call me paranoid. It sounds like they might be up to something, and they might be close.
I don't see what coming at us from below would give them any more an advantage as coming straight at us, but let me see what I can do with that. That's... Maybe once Trevor's done, we'll work out some sort of seismic detection device.
I can maybe take a crack at it too. I've got some ideas.
All right. Everything at once, you know.
I don't know. I'm not above thinking that they're related. The timing's too good.
We were also told by someone in Hardova that there was something in an unusual occurrence that led us to believe that perhaps there is some sort of undeath at play, some sort of arrangement perhaps between the Swindell company and... I'm totally blanking on if we told Drindle about the Black Queen, have we?
I think we mentioned...
Yes, you did talk about it, and he told you that the city was actually attacked, and his guard fended them off.
Yes, well, there was the incident that you had helped me from. I'd been asking around about the man who had done that to me, and I learned that he was believed to be dead, but perhaps isn't. By somebody who is very capable of handling a situation like that, and that did not sit well with me.
Swindell are well connected. Could well be that they simply have a couple of powerful priests in their pocket, but do you have a name? I can look into it.
All I have is Sereth, and I was told that he was at least last a captain in their rankings.
Captain Sereth, Swindell's. I will put the screws on a couple of informants and see what we can dig up.
Please do keep me informed about what you find.
I'll do my best. As you can see, things are chaotic at the moment. But, all in service of the Empire. As he says that, you feel as the whole house rumbles a little bit.
So, that's supposed to happen? Is that...
I've been led to believe that happens when he spins up the forge.
Gotcha.
You don't think it's possible that's just the vibration that you're informed?
Well, that's what I was worried about, because, we were just talking about vibrations from under the ground. So maybe let's go look. Let's maybe go look. I'd like to know.
Very well.
Wren is going to very quickly change into her elvish form if they are going towards Trevor.
Yeah, you're able to shift, and as you head out across the gardens, you head towards this workshop. It's a the building looks out of place for Drindle's property. It was erected quickly. It is solid, but it's plain, and it just looks like a solid, charcoal gray block that just doesn't fit the environment it's in. However, as you approach, you can hear something inside vibrating at a sort of unusual level, and then all of a sudden it stops and you can see everything like sort of settle slowly and stop shaking. Drindle approaches and pulls the large sliding door open, big like iron door on a wheel kind of thing, and inside you can see what is presumably the forge in the center of this workshop. It is quite large, and you've got Trevor between you and it, and a bunch of people who seem to be taking direction from him, moving about very quickly. And you can see that the crucible is fitted inside of some sort of complicated mechanism that almost looks like a gyroscope. There's a lot of moving parts kind of weaving into each other, and it's sort of sitting over a something very hot, but it's a device that you're not really familiar with. And it's all sort of like everything's slowing down and sort of coming to a halt. And you just hear Trevor yelling over the noise of it. No, that's not going to do it. We need way more power than that. We're going to have to figure this one out. And people are kind of moving about trying to figure out what to do with that information. One man standing next to him nervously with like a shovel full of verglass, just kind of waiting for the instruction. But Wilton looks around and says, "It looks like everything is as I left it."
That's good.
Would you perhaps be able to ask him if it's at all possible that whenever he does that, it would vibrate through the underground into the lower city districts?
Trevor, is your device shaking the tunnels under the city? Well, how the fuck would I know that, Bumble? I'm here in the lab like you asked me to be. I'm not out there in the fucking tunnels. Got a point. I don't...
That's fair.
If you could ask these people when they were hearing it, we've been spinning it up a couple times a day.
That'd be a relief if this was what they were hearing. Good.
Mm-hmm. There's no way to know, though. We didn't get to talk directly to them.
Right, okay. So we'll be on our guard, but for now, I assume that this is probably it. If it's shaking my whole house, I can only imagine how far it's going.
That's fair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Guess we could ask other people if they felt it shake on a frequent basis as we go around.
Whatever you think is best. Trevor, is there anything else you need? I need you to get the fuck out of my lab.
Can do, buddy.
Does it look like the forge they're using has the verglass in the forge? Because when Brielle looked at the Genasi forge, there was that kind of like verglass tint to it that was making it super hot.
So, really good question. I guess give me an intelligence roll of some kind.
Oh gosh.
Roll for verglass.
Well, it doesn't matter because I'm the same at all of them. So maybe like history to remember it?
Sure.
Like what I learned?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
That's tools proficiency?
Nat 20.
Hot damn. Look at
I'm
that.
on a roll today. Because
Okay.
it's not combat.
So you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I see verglass in there, but it doesn't look like the Genasi forge looks.
Okay.
It's, for one, you know forges. This is not as hot as their forge. In fact, nothing you've seen on the material plane is. Secondly, it looks like it's the verglass itself burning up. There's not some other thing happening here. There's a device in there that seems to be using the verglass as a fuel to produce heat. It's unfamiliar to your eyes, but it's like, this is different and certainly not what the Genasi would do with it.
Got it. So nothing she could give as like pointers.
No, in fact, you don't really even know how their forge works, but you know that this is a completely different approach to it.
Cool.
Well, Wilton slides the big, heavy iron door shut once more, and just kind of, yeah, so that is the attitude I've been putting up with every single fucking day since he got here.
Charming.
He has reason to be mad at me. I don't blame him. He is a pain in the ass, though. If he wasn't fucking brilliant, I'd throw him in the fucking dungeon for a week. But here we are, making new ground.
At least there's plenty of space between the main house and where he's working.
That is correct. And my wine stores are fully stocked, so...
Magnificent.
Is there anything else I can do for any of you?
Oh, I think that was my primary concern.
Very well then, Wren. If you happen to talk to your mother in the near future, please tell her to stop calling me every evening.
I would like to think that maybe this one time my mother would listen to me, but I will say something. Has she sounded off again?
Oh, yes, there are certainly those festival nights back home that I tend to get the message a little bit later and a little bit less coordinated. But
Anything
other than that, she seems fine to my ear, just pushy as all hell, demanding to know when the shipment is coming in.
I see. Well, I will let her know there's nothing that you can really do about that.
I would appreciate it. It's not like I'm not grateful for her help, and I understand the situation she's in. Things back home are politically a little bit unsteady at the moment, and without you by her side, I only imagine she's got a number of things to be concerned about.
Would Wren have any indication of what he's talking about?
Yeah, I think Red knows the constant political maneuvering within the Empire, especially within like the elite families, is relentless. And as Wren well knows, sometimes a little piece of information, a little bit of pressure you can put on someone can mean the difference between moving well up and being cast out entirely.
Mm-hmm. Right, well, maybe I'll try to assure her that the long game will be worth it.
Yes, well, I have given her my approval, and that should be enough. She shouldn't have to worry about these little political games from the other noble families, but you know how it is.
Sorry for your trouble, and as for me, I am still thinking and considering on what it is that I would like to ask in return for all of the work we've done, and I think I'll still need a week or so to think on it, but I don't think I will be asking too much of you.
Well, I appreciate your taking the time to think it over. Don't delay too long. If your mother happens to call you back, I would not want to see you lose an opportunity to enjoy whatever it is you ask for.
I think she just falls quiet. Drindle might be used to that when she's kind of like thinking over maybe like a job that he's given her in the past or something like that. And she's definitely strategizing at the moment.
Well, best of luck.
She kind of just nods and relieves him of their company.
All right. Well, you guys have a few days before the next event is happening. How are you spending them?
I'm going to curse a tree with the gift of thought.
Yeah. What does that look like for Rhowan? What?
Well, it takes, I think, 8 hours to cast. It's
Yeah.
this whole thing. Brielle and everyone are, of course, invited, and I fully assume that nobody's interested in watching grass grow, but you are welcome to attend.
Brielle will watch a little bit and then probably get sidetracked again.
I think Wren is busy dealing with closing out her apartment, I think, for the next day or so.
Okay. Sylra?
She is desperately looking for any sort of information as to what familiar she should decide on. So probably looking at books or anything. She's very in the I want to choose right.
Yeah, fair enough. Would Rhowan have books on animals?
Maybe. Seems plausible. At least a few. I don't think he has a great library at his warehouse, but
small critters.
yeah, there's some literature for people who are waiting. So there's like a handful of books and like 6-month-old magazines.
Kine Weekly.
Yeah, but
So
it's like
what
from 6
are you
months
waiting
ago.
here for? Oh, I got stabbed. You reading that squirrel book? Can I borrow it?
There'd probably be like a picture book or something with a bunch of animals in it.
So that's an option for you, Sylra. There's also a bunch of animals hanging around his house, so you got kind of double whammy.
Yeah.
She would probably do that, watch his grass grow, as he was saying a little bit. Probably talk about any of the ritual spells that he has to see which one she might want to take with her skill.
Once they start talking about magic, that's when Brielle's going to peace out. She'll just go into the market.
Yeah, fair enough. Anywhere in particular, or just kind of?
She's going to kind of visit the people of Silverbrook wherever she can, and she's going to try and see if she can find Geraldine, Morgath, Darren, the blacksmith who had no name. And she's just going to try and ask them if they would like to help her in the organization and the starting of her forge. So like getting supplies, having someone, she wants to trust Geraldine if she'll take it to like overlook the project while they're gone and everything.
Fair enough. Yeah, you are able to find Geraldine and Morgath at Morgath's lumber yard. That is like on the road down into Lowtown. There's a couple of stalls kind of scattered around the outside of the lumber yard. There's a fair bit of foot traffic here, and so Morgath's kind of offered up some space for people to sell wares that they can manage to sell at this point. And yeah, they're both grateful for your help, and without much persuading, Geraldine is happy to take it on. She does ask about what you can afford to pay her and the others throughout this process.
Well, I have 500 gold from that killing that thing, and then I can't remember how much I have from winning for the fight, but I'll figure that out.
Fair enough. All right.
I will give them everything. I will literally tap myself to help these people.
Absolutely, but you're also looking to build a forge, which
Yes.
is not a cheap thing to do.
Yes. So she will give them as much of her money as she has. She has no problem to just give the money and the supplies and all that kind of stuff taken in consideration.
All right, come up with a number for me, and we'll work that out later
Gotcha.
on. Sylra and Rhowan, so where you find yourself learning some things about magic and learning some things about animals and possible familiars. while Rhowan is beginning the process of awakening this tree. What's that process look like for Rhowan as he does that?
Mostly, it's going to be about 8 hours of him sitting cross-legged at the bottom of this tree, holding this agate in one hand with like a stylus in the other, carving magical symbols and lines into it.
Fair enough. Yeah. And with that, accompanied by the magic, natural, druidic words that you have to speak over the tree, there's sort of this constant hum of both magic and this very sort of serene sounding hum to the air. And that takes 8 hours, though. So, yes. Wren, where are you going?
Yeah, so Wren spends like most of the day kind of at her apartment, kind of sorting through things that she feels like she wants to take. And I think she has a pretty good idea of like every room in Garrick's house. So she's like kind of sorting it through in her mind, like what sorts of things she has that will just completely clash. And I think she mostly leaves a lot of like the big pieces of furniture that are in there, so that Dell can like kind of give out this apartment as something that's like furnished. She probably has like a bag of stuff by the end of the day, but she does kind of like, she takes the bedding off, makes sure it's cleaned and folded, and like she doesn't have to take care of anything is basically
Right.
What happens. And then she probably waits until Dell is done the end of her work day to tell her that she is moving out, and that she can keep the month in advance that Wren had paid.
Yeah, she seems a little surprised and a little unhappy about losing you as a tenant, but at the same time, you know, she wishes you well and understands the situation and is grateful for your generosity. Okay.
Yeah, and she definitely gives, like, if Lottie's there, gives her like a little hug, and I think that's who she's probably gonna miss the most. And I think after that she'll probably head to Garrick's.
Lottie very like tentatively is like, "You're still gonna like pass by the window and make faces at me, right?"
Every chance I get.
Okay. Good for you.
Bye. And she kind of just, it's a little bit weird for her because she's like been here the whole time that she's been in Kine, so it's a little bit like bittersweet, but at the same time she feels like it's the best move. So
yeah. Okay. Well, what does Brielle get up to as evening creeps in? Because evening's hitting before 8 hours at this point.
I think while she's also in the market, so subtract this from what I just told you, all the money I had, but she's going to try and buy herself a nice, like, casual dress.
Okay.
To like feminize herself a little. Sometimes in like a ribbon for her hair. Everyone keeps telling her she's pretty, so she wants to try and look pretty in a way she feels. And then what else do I have on my list? I guess I'm gonna like start looking into how someone gets an apartment and everything. This is all so new to her.
Rhowan can help you out. You just find an empty building and just sort of walk into it.
Oh, I know where there's an empty building.
But I think there's usually some...
No. I think you're onto something. I'll be right back.
What empty building is Brielle going to use?
The one Jorf took her to.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry that I've
She's
done
not
this.
gonna use it. She's not gonna use it. She's just gonna go probably eventually, and we can roleplay this like after everyone's done their stuff, but she's gonna go to Thenebrius's and try and find Jorf, because I don't think she's found Jorf yet.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay,
So at
yeah,
some
we will
point
get.
she'll find
Yeah,
Jorf,
we'll
but
get
not
to that
now.
then for sure. All right, Rhowan. About 8 hours of chanting and carving on this agate and everything else you're doing goes by. You feel the magic kind of infusing each cell of this great wooden structure, and all at once you kind of feel it sort of jolt alive suddenly. Bark kind of peels away as big blue eyes suddenly manifest within the tree. You can see it sort of very slowly pulling its roots out of the ground and stretching out like a human would, as the biggest limbs of the tree kind of come down and start acting like arms. And you can see parting in the bark once more as an opening appears. These like almost like beige colored teeth and a long wooden tongue kind of moving about within. And as it all kind of seems to familiarize itself with its new parts, suddenly it goes, "Who are you?"
I'm Rhowan. Who are you?
"I'm Rhowan. I'm Hazel."
It's good to meet you, Hazel. I think we're gonna get along really well.
"It's good to meet you. Did you wake me up?"
I did.
"That's so nice of you.
I thought you might appreciate it.
Can I give you a hug?"
Oh, come on, yeah, bring it in.
The tree just bends down and wraps
yeah,
him up
there
in
we
his
go.
branches. Yeah, Hazel was discussed ahead of time for anyone watching. He's like, "I'm waking up a hazel tree as soon as I get the chance." I'm like, "All right." We're doing this. Hazel is Griggs Jr. Can you imagine Griggs and Hazel? They're never gonna meet.
Man.
I'm telling you that right now.
I don't know. I heard
They
Hazel's
need
pretty
to.
good at cards.
Greg just died.
I
am
get
not
to mark
playing-
off a bingo square.
I am not playing both of them at the same time. I am not
That's
doing
fair.
But yeah, you get a big hug from Hazel as she then suddenly becomes very curious about everything that's going on around her.
Nice. So, like, you've been here just as long as I have. So, and I thought, you've some of your bark and your flowers have helped me heal a lot of people over the years, and I'm finding myself not really able to be here as much as I'd like these days. So sometimes I have to leave. I thought, who better to trust with this place than when I'm not here than you?
Well, that's a great idea. I'm not planning on going anywhere.
Perfect.
Sylra is just so creeped out by what's happening.
Oh, good, you stayed.
That's saying something.
So I stayed the whole 8 hours. And who's this one? Is this your wife?
No, this is my friend Sylra. She's really been there for us a lot. I think you'll like her.
Well, hi, Sylra. And the branch comes out to shake your hand.
She's gonna like slowly take it and it's like, hi.
You look trepidatious. Do you want to? The branch extends over your head a little bit, and a nutshell just forms, it cracks open, and a hazelnut just falls towards you.
Oh my god.
She really doesn't know what to say. She's like, just looks at Rowan like, oh, what the heck did you make?
Isn't it great? I can do this 2 more times.
2 more times. Wow. Boy,
Well,
I
that
think
would
you're
be
lonely
great.
out here.
My sisters need to wake up too.
I thought you might like some friends when I'm not here, so I'm glad I got enough materials to have you some assistance and some company.
Well, that conversation continues on a
Yes.
while, and you kind of.
Shanks needs a glass of water in the closet.
I'm actually like my face hurts from like laughing at this. Oh. I also need to like pull, like I'm like pulling muscles with the back of my head just to make that voice somehow. Whoa.
I say
You
as I
finished
open.
mine.
Also,
I hold up an invisible can.
Mom, technically it's not one of her babies. It's just her nutting on Sylra.
Oh my god. You got that.
That's what she did.
You got that response from Greg, who has talked about stretching his lips.
Yeah.
This is why we play D&D.
That's clip that one. This is somehow worse than eating a baby.
Oh. Okay. But anyway, she learns all about your property from a new living sort of perspective and what you need her to do. She is charmed by you for the first 30 days or
30
something.
days, yeah.
Yeah, so she's just eating up everything you're telling her, and you seem to be making quite a strong connection with her over this process. Sylra, do you leave immediately after that weird moment?
Yeah, she's gonna like hang around for a little bit, but then she's gonna like skedaddle back to her rented room. If
Yeah,
it's
fair
still
enough.
rented.
Yes, yeah. You the last time you were in town, I believe you paid up for your rent as well. So, yeah, you have no issue heading back to the tavern and getting to your room to sort of finalize what you're planning to do and getting over being nutted on by a tree.
Wow. Jail.
I have to be nice to him for the week.
I don't.
Rhowan, was there anything else you wanted to do with that evening after that, or you just?
I think it's just gonna be a lot of tour. We're gonna probably spend way too much time like reveling in the shape of a leaf or something like that. Just some real hardcore druid shit.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you're druiding out right now.
Yeah.
Probably gonna eat some mushrooms. Just kind
For
of
sure.
lean into that.
Yeah. Get the tree high. Why not?
I mean, she's got a mouth now. She can eat mushrooms. So the city's destroyed by Hazel. And no, Brielle.
Yep.
You head over to the Tower of Tenebrius in Kine. Also, I did want to, before we jump to that, actually. So Geraldine does accept the offer. You kind of lay out what you have as a budget to do the project, right? Including wages and all of that. There's sort of this brief discussion over the cost of materials being sort of the biggest obstacle with your budget. With it, yes, Vix.
Were you counting the fact that we have 5 gems worth 1,000 gold pieces? I just want to make sure.
I just counted what was in my inventory.
I think we would have probably split them up at this point, one each, and then one that. I think one each in hand, and then like one that we split up money wise would probably make the most sense.
1250 each.
Well, yes. Yep.
Okay, so then your budget is. Would you have offered all of that? Like that's like what, 2,000 almost.
Yeah, subtracting what I need for the dress and for the armor and my apartment first.
you were going to get the armor during this period as well?
Yeah, like I asked that all the Silverbrook people kind of like individually, like, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this?
Yeah, none of them are armorers.
I thought
so,
Darren did leather.
yeah, but that's leather working and making leather armor, very
Ah.
different things.
Got it. I will
Yeah.
ask him if I can buy leather from him. Can I do that?
Absolutely, you can.
Because
Yeah,
I have leather workers tools and I can make it.
that's true. Yeah, absolutely. You're an armorer. You could do it.
Then I will do it. That will be part of the month-long what I work on in the evenings.
For sure. Cool.
But yeah, they get all my money.
All right, so then, yeah, it's about 2,000 still. So, actually, with that, then there is a bit of a conversation. It's like, look, materials might be, your biggest obstacle still. And then Morgath kind of chimes in. She helped us a lot. I can provide enough timber to erect the structure as long as you can get the stone. And then they sort of like immediately start like drawing up plans and lists of what's needed and all of that. And she says, well, with the lumber covered, then I think we can have this done in 6 weeks.
Oh, that's fast. Okay.
When you build things out in the frontier, you have to build them quickly.
I guess that's true. Well, no one better to do this than you guys. I trust you.
Your trust will be well-founded, I promise. And they get underway, and you head back into the city square and head towards that tower that almost seems to fade from view when you're not directly looking for it. In fact, you're certain that at some point you've looked over the skyline and seen an unobstructed view, and yet now as you look for the tower, you see it there, imposing and immovable. But you head towards it and you find that, as before, the doors are just simply non-functioning from the outside.
Gonna like knock on the wall of it. Hello? Inebrious?
When you say Tenebrious, you see a tiny little red gem just ding. It coughs on you. It just sort of illuminates suddenly, and there's sort of this long pause before you hear,
Hi, I don't know if you remember me. My name's Brielle Emberglow. You brought us from Force Delta to here.
Trevor's friends, the rude ones who told me I wasn't a good wizard.
Not true. That was not me.
Oh,
In fact,
well, if it wasn't
the
you, then-
opposite. I told people that you were a good wizard.
Wren said aloud there.
Oh, yes. I remember now. Sorry, your name again?
Brielle?
Brielle? Don't you have a Brielle?
He has a Brielle.
I knew he talked about her.
I'm talking to her now. She's outside the tower. Well, then go and talk to her. He's coming out. And then the light just goes away. Minute or so goes by. You see some sort of happenstance in the tower above you. And then a moment after that, the door seems to take more shape than before. Suddenly becomes free standing from the rest of the tower and opens. And you see before you Jorf in a actually very fine looking like wizard robe. He's holding a very thick tome in his hand, and he's just like, Brielle, what are you doing here?
She like instantly goes beet red seeing him in his cute little outfit, and like she's glowing, and she's just like stunned for a little bit, not expecting that. She was expecting the little tavern boy, and she's just like, Oh, we're in town for the month, and you weren't at the inn when I visited, and I heard you were here.
Yeah, Master has me like so busy. I am learning so much. I wouldn't
Busy.
have been here if not for you. And I really feel like I'm making like a difference. I feel like I don't know, like I'm special. Like
You've
you.
always been special.
He, at that, just immediately crosses the gap between you two and embraces Brielle in his arms.
She's like, she allows it. She's just into it. She'll hug him back eventually. Missed you.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. I've thought about you every day. I think I've spoken about you every day.
The waiter said that, yeah. You and Ben talk about me a lot?
He now goes beet red. We had, I don't know, sometimes when with Ben, I get caught up in like, acting kind of childish. We had sort of a stupid bet about you, and like, he didn't believe me that you and I had that amazing date and that we kissed and that we were together.
Are we together?
You see him now like lose a little bit of that confidence. I
didn't
think
ask.
we are. I guess you're right. I've never kissed anyone before.
Me either.
And I just thought that like if we did that meant that we were.
If you want to be.
So you are interested.
Mm-hmm.
My heart.
I know. I get that feeling. I was so embarrassed going back. Well, not embarrassed. That's the wrong word, but I was just so worked up after you kissed me, and then everyone kind of was like in my business about it, and I just didn't really want to talk about it because we didn't say what we were, and I didn't know, and so it's like it's lifted off my chest, and I'm really sorry. While we were gone, I told a lady you were my boyfriend, and I didn't ask you your permission, but I'm really sorry for that. But I'm glad it worked out.
No, I'm glad you told someone that I'm your boyfriend. I don't think I've ever wanted to be anything more.
I have a boyfriend. I like the sound of that.
And I have the most amazing girlfriend. I can probably get the rest of the night off. Do you want to spend like the night together? I can show you some really cool things.
What kind of things?
Well,
I have a little bit of a bad experience with people asking me to spend the night together.
Oh, I don't mean we have to do anything. Although you definitely scared me last time with your bedroll. Was not ready for that.
Well, I didn't want you to sit on the ground.
I know, but I thought that you wanted to do more, and we hadn't even kissed yet, and it was like... Okay, all right. So, no.
Okay.
Maybe one day. Hopefully one day. But, like, our date spot?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what made me come get you.
Well, I was thinking I could show you a new way to get there.
Okay.
Okay.
Should I go grab my stuff? I'll bring a bedroll. Do you have candles? Denebrius is a wizard. Does he have candles? I need to know if I was right or not.
Yeah, he has candles. He has a lot of candles.
Yeah, see, all wizards have candles everywhere in their tower, and they were making fun of me because I said that I should have had candles to do magic, and they said, no, that meant something different.
I don't know what that would mean. I mean, candles are just to see things, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let me, he just like takes a step back for a minute and he's like, Master, I'll be back. And he throws the book like a frisbee into the doors. And immediately you hear shouting, but he just closes the doors and he's like, okay, let's go. And takes Brielle by the hand and moves rather quickly away from the tower, towards their date spot. He, once you've gotten about a block or two away, he kind of slows down a little bit, interlinks his fingers with hers, and as they walk, he very casually just tells her some of the things that he's been doing and how he's been told he has a lot of promise and talent, and you know, he's really excited about all this and he's wanted to tell you about it for days. And when you get to the spot, he goes, okay. Do you mind holding on to me?
No, that's fine. Like
With
this?
one hand, and he like wraps one arm around you, and then with the other hand, he quickly draws a sigil in the air. You see this like blue afterglow, like streaking behind his fingertips, and once complete, you both just lift off the ground as though you're light as a feather, and drift upwards slowly until he just pushes his hand out and a gust of wind propels you forward a little bit until you're hovering just above the rooftop, and you just land gently on it.
That was so cool. How long did it take you to learn that?
That's all I've learned. Not really, but like, magic's really hard, but I'm learning it as fast as I can. And
You're doing great. Don't put yourself down. I can't do that. I can just I can make a rock glow. That's all I got.
Oh, that's cool. I can do that too. And he points two fingers at a loose piece of debris on the rooftop. It just springs into light.
Do more than that then.
Well, I can do a little bit. These are called cantrips. They're just like the simple magic that you just, every day you just kind of do it 20, 30, 40 times, and then you just kind of become really good at doing it, and it's easy. But the bigger magic, this is the levitation is the highest I've gotten, which is, I think I did it really fast, but you know, we've been busy.
I've never flown before. So you're my first for that too.
Sorry, I must be just jabbering on, and I want to hear about everything that you've been through.
Oh, trust me, I'll listen to you talk magic the whole night. I listen to Rhowan talk about it all the time. Like, I love hearing anyone talk about it, but I don't know, adventuring stuff, it's kind of boring. It's kind of depressing. A lot of killing stuff and
Yeah, I had to do a little bit of that too.
What?
Well, Tenebrius thinks that the only real way to get good at magic is learning to use it in all situations, including when you feel like you're about to get killed. So that's scary, but I do think it's working.
I'm glad he's teaching you that. Your mom kind of got mad at me because she was...
Oh, I meant to warn you about that. Oh, you probably shouldn't go by the tavern.
I did.
Oh, she didn't attack you, did she?
Attack, no. But she wasn't too happy with me.
Yeah,
but I think
she really let me have it, and she was not happy with you when I left.
No, I think kind of she's okay with me, but maybe you should go home and visit a little more often.
I'm trying to, but like I said, I want to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can. Tenebrius told me that most humans start learning when they're much younger than me, and so I've got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah, but you're smarter than like a lot of the people I've ever met, so you'll be fine.
Nobody's ever said that to me before.
It's true. she'll like hold his hand in her hand. So she's like, "You're gonna do great. I know that you're starting late, but you're gonna surpass everyone I know. You're a hard
Well, I
worker."
hope so. I would like to be able to maybe support you in your adventures one day.
Support me.
Yeah, back you up with some really heavy-duty magic.
You do that? That would be so cool.
That's like half of my motivation.
She's just like gone quiet and like internalizing how she's feeling, all these like big things kind of thing. She's like, I thought about you a lot when we were gone. Like, a lot. Like, I used to think about home all the time, but then after that kiss, I started to think about you a lot, and home didn't seem so far away.
Yeah,
And
after that kiss, I sort of started thinking about you as home.
well, this is your home.
I know, but it feels more special now.
It does. So I was thinking of, speaking of homes, that I might try to stay here permanently. I got the deed for the forge, and she's like so excited, and she's just like, and we're gonna build it, and I've already got all the stuff like organized, and we're gonna build it in the spot that you told me about. And
Wow, Brielle, I thought I moved fast. That's incredible.
should I not have moved that fast?
No, that's great.
Oh, I'm so excited. The downside to that is I'm only here for about a couple more weeks, and then we're heading back to Adagrin.
Oh. Oh, well, actually, Denebrius is building a tower in Adagrin, so maybe I can visit.
Remember how you said we shouldn't tell my dad about you? My dad lives in Adagrin, so I don't know if that's the best idea right now. I still want you to live.
Oh. Okay.
But give me a bit. Wait, did my letter show up from my parents?
Oh, I haven't. Oh no, it's been days. Let me get it back to you tomorrow.
It's okay. It's okay. What I'm saying is, if the letters are coming through, because I tried to send Fen a letter and it didn't get to him, but if the letters are coming through, then what I'll do is I'll send you a letter when I've told my dad, and then you can meet him.
Okay, that sounds great. There was one other thing that I was thinking about a lot.
What was
He
that?
just like very slowly starts leaning towards her.
She will just like, for the first time in Brielle's life, pick up on a cue. And she is just going to, yay! Character growth. And she's just gonna like an excited puppy, just like pounce him and just like give him, like hold him, give him a kiss. I've been wanting to do that for so long.
I think that's a great place to sort of fade away as these young lovers embrace, and the city that is very complicated for most of you is sort of, I don't know, renewed interest, new excitement, a lot of new things happening. And, we've got a lot more of downtime activity to happen, but we've got a few minutes, so basically, over the next few days before Nadia returns to the city, is there anything anyone else wants to point out that their characters are doing for the next 48 hours or so?
Well, that night, I think Wren is heading to Garrick's house, and she would. Yeah, she shows up with just a bag and maybe an armful of things, and I think she's wanting to know where in the process Garrick is at with the shop. Is it something he's bought already? Is it something he has plans for? What is he doing with it?
Yeah, you learn that he's already bought a piece of land just in the the northern end of the city center square kind of thing. So the 9 blocks or so that make up the main city center. He's right at the north end of that, and it is on 2 main roads. It's sort of an ideal place. It is next to a fairly sizable inn, and it is it's a good location. He kind of shows you there's renovations to be done. It's also 3 stories tall, which is unusual for shops in the city, but it allows him to sort of have different levels catering to different types of customer, and that's sort of his intent for it, is to have basically Kine's first department store kind of thing.
He said that he was trying to specialize in was it magical items, or was it?
Yeah, he focuses in on the high end rare magic items and that sort of thing, and he's got a little bit of a stockpile there, but in order to draw in customers, he's branched out into various types of weapons and armor and trinkets and artifacts and little things. He's got a sizable collection of stuff that he's pulling from, and he's procuring new stuff from new vendors, and it's well underway. It's you could probably open in a few weeks.
And does it seem like things, when she sees some of the stuff that he's selling, does it seem like things that Wren may come across while they're traveling and stuff like that? Things that
some of it for sure, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Any rarities, any magic items, any unusual weapons or armor or artifacts of any kind.
Then there are probably a couple things that she just is here we have this sort of thing. But I think when he's showing her the plans for when he actually shows her the location, she is looking at it, and she goes, and do you have a name for this place?
Well, that's never been good at naming things,
I was thinking on it, and well, you have your little nickname there, and I have my own chosen name. How about the Iron Wren?
I like that. We could put a big cast iron wren outside.
I like that. And I might know somebody who might be able to help with doing something like that. Speaking of which, I feel like you should probably meet her.
Oh, well, I'm happy to meet any of your friends.
Well, we'll see. We'll start with one. It definitely is and it's not you.
He just takes Wren's wrists and pulls her into his seat with him, and he says, well, whatever pace you're comfortable with, that's the pace we'll go at.
I think just to shut up the situation, she just kisses him.
Very well.
She probably does that a lot for the first week or so.
I think he probably catches on to that and then starts saying things to make you feel flustered and embarrassed.
That sounds correct.
All right. Anything else happening over the next couple of days, or I'll just kind of?
Sylra is going to attempt to cast Find Familiar.
Absolutely. What did she settle on?
She hasn't really settled, but she's thinking in between owl and bat, and she's just going to go for it and see what happens.
Owl, bat, owl.
I mean, I have to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this weird sort of hybrid owl bat just kind of pops into the material plane. A fey creature that didn't know which form to take, especially because the spell wasn't being cast in a clear way for it to understand, and just sort of showed up as some weird amalgamation. It just lands there and immediately looks at you and goes, "What am I?" telepathically.
And we also did use the Verdglass instead of one of the things too. I don't know if that changes appearance or anything.
It wouldn't, but you do see that as you do that, the Verdglass kind of fizzles and like fades as though you're burning it like fuel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so she would spend a couple of days figuring out what happened.
What am I?
But yeah, you have a familiar that can communicate with you telepathically, follows your commands, and seems to be like willing to kind of work with you on just about anything, though it is confused about what it's supposed to be still. But yeah, a few days go by and there are no other issues or notable events. Whenever you're in the west part of town, you do occasionally feel that rumble through the ground. And, well, 3 days go by, and Wren, you hear Nadia in your head early in the morning. All right, pulling into town. Market Square?
I'll be there.
And on that note, I think it's time to call it a night.
Oh boy. Remember to tell Garrick where you're going. You don't trust things.
Yep.
Oh boy.